Clear About Carbon is a project for the public and private sector in Cornwall, pretty much Cornwall-based, Cornwall-focused, and the intention is to make Cornwall a leader region in carbon reduction and carbon engagement.
The partners in the project are University of Exeter Business School. They head up the strand on leadership and management skills for a low carbon economy. Ourselves at Cornwall Development Company, and we head up on a strand around low carbon and sustainable procurement. The Duchy College, part of Cornwall College Group, they lead on the agri-food sector, specifically looking at links between processing companies and primary producers, and Eden Project, who lead on mainstream and dissemination, really put some brand power behind the project.
One of the things we really want to achieve is to make Cornish organisations at the forefront of the change in procurement practice as regards reducing their carbon emission.
Well, I think we're in an enviable position. We have lots of sunshine, we have lots of wind, we have lots of rain, and we have plenty of space that we can use to provide renewable energy. So from that point of view, I think the low carbon economy is going to be key for the future.
Every business is facing this as a critical challenge. For some, it seems a long way off because the supply chain is way back at this source, but it's coming closer and closer all the time, partly because of the speed of innovation and change and the rate of consumption.
It's not just something that it's probably coming, it's here already. All government departments are already asking businesses, their suppliers, to disclosure what's the carbon they are emitting.
I don't think they're going to have a choice really. They're either going to do it by the carrots, as in they'll do it because they're the incentives, and eventually if they don't do it, there'll be the sticks that will beat them into action, and that will definitely be more painful.
In a whole range of different business activities, they need to look, for example, at conserving materials, using less materials, reducing carbon emissions, reducing the amount of packaging that they use for their products, reducing waste that they generate. So it's basically trying to operate more efficiently.
It could be a whole host of different things, and the idea is saying, well, if it's no longer business as usual, which is something Nicholas Stern said in his report recently, then what does the future look like? If we're not going to keep doing it the same way, how might it change?
There is no shortage of evidence that there is a business case for sustainability. In other words, it makes financial sense. There's this idea that this is just another megatrend. There were other megatrends, which is IT, and there's total quality management. With total quality management, there was this idea that quality is free. Essentially, you need to do it, because if you don't, you'll have the rework costs. Well, sustainability is much the same. It's essentially it's not free, but it's free to you as an individual, because as an organisation, the cost there is self-financing, because if you don't do this stuff, then you're going to be, it's like commercial suicide.
I think we're at a moment in history that if we were brave enough to prove that we weren't, parochial, and actually saw ourselves as being the leaders of something right at the start, there is no reason why it can't be us that actually sets a new course into the future.
I think in an ideal future, businesses will understand that not only is their business dependent on the environment, and therefore they have to manage it sustainably, not only is their business dependent on happy people, people who can consume their goods and services, but also happy workers as well. I mean, I think we've got to get to the point where everything we do is in balance.